Hello everyone, we are here with the Wise and Otherwise, our podcast, and this is episode number 4. All right. So today we have a very interesting topic and a little controversial, and we'll see why it is. Right? But the topic is the age of anxiety. There's a lot going on in the world, as we all know. There's a climate crisis, there is an AI crisis. I would call it crisis because nobody knows what's going to happen, right? So there's a lot of anxiety around it. There's affordability right now in the whole, US especially.
You can't use that word.
Can you? Okay, sorry. Yeah. I don't want to sound like that I'm one with it. I'm just saying it's, but there's inflation.
Yes.
We all agree there's inflation, right?
Yeah.
Now the question is it going down, it's not going down, but it's there. So there's a lot of anxiety around this. So what are the different things that are happening around us that's causing this anxiety in us, that's keeping us, we're not like enjoying like the moments in life. You may say stop and smell the roses. Are we really doing that?
Are they real roses or are they artificially generated roses?
Before that, affordability. I don't want to advertise my business, by the way, but
Yes.
my business name is affordable. So I have to say this word, day in, day out,
Yeah.
at least 10 hours a day.
That we are
Okay.
affordable.
We are affordable. When I pick up the phone, I
But
say,
you know it's a hoax.
yeah, but the marketing, the marketing doesn't say that blatantly, but we try to work around that word,
So one of the anxiety, and I want to discuss this, is it really true that social media is causing anxiety in at least the young generation, like call it doom scrolling, scrolling. Doom scrolling is a word, like everywhere you go in social media, there's something bad happening.
Yes.
Doomsday is coming, right? And people are getting anxious that, there is a lot of happening, the wars and killings and whatnot, right, all over the world. But it makes it worse, like when you're seeing that 24/7
That's
on
true.
social media.
True. I mean, there is a lot of stuff happening with it. It's also, there's a lot of information, right? We live in the information age and seems like information is not very good, or at least the one that sells isn't very good. It has to be sensational. So I guess we're also peddling that anxiety because anxiety makes money for some of these people.
Yeah, exactly. That's
So
news
That's
these days.
news.
Yeah.
It's news.
So it's more of a like anxiety age than information age, because they somehow.
Information that breeds
Yeah.
anxiety.
Yeah, exactly.
And people play on that, right? They
Exactly.
want to create anxiety, but
Exactly.
you do things and you start believing in, because if you're anxious, you're going to find something to, hold on to. So,
But then there's a lot of confusion, which is created through that anxiety as well,
Well, that's the whole point,
yeah.
right? I mean, look, the America that we live in now is all about the shiny object.
Yeah.
Let me do something over here, but we roll out something over there, and then you can chase that, and then next day I'll show something else over there.
yeah.
And it's just making you chase as a cat chasing a laser, thing. That's what we're doing as a society. We're just chasing. That's a new word I've heard. Doom scrolling. But doom scrolling is basically what it is. What did I follow today? And what will I follow in the next hour? And what will I follow tomorrow? And then, they would release news on a Friday. So it's good for the news cycle or bad for the news cycle. Bad news will come out on Friday, which is bad for the, the administration.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then good stuff is going to come out on Monday because then we'll talk about. So this whole thing of controlling media, we were talking about billionaires in our last episode. We talked about how these things are creating. And so we are creating, a society. If you're imbalanced, you will try to find equilibrium, and then you will do things that you may or may not do in a normal stasis. and which is what they want us to do.
But then knowingly, unknowingly, it's just not the administration, like the TikTokers, the podcasters. So we are all
They play
then
on
become
that.
like
Yeah.
part of that doom
That's
scrolling.
true.
Huh?
That's
So guys, we're talking about this right
We
now.
gotta talk about-
We're giving it air.
Exactly.
Right? We're talking about this doom scrolling. We want people to subscribe to this channel.
To this channel, there you go.
And you know, so we're peddling in the thing as well.
So, do you think men are also getting more into that anxiety more and more day in, day out?
absolutely.
And
Yeah, men, women, everyone.
Segue, man.
That's a good segue. Yeah. Yeah, and before we go there, like irrespective of men and women, we talked about it last time. Is the mental disease illnesses, right?
That's right.
And that's on a rise. I think
Exactly.
like this depression and anxiety. It's kind of like brother and sister, right?
That's also
It's very true. It's very true. I
Exactly.
mean, we are going through, and as I said in one of our earlier episodes, you know, it's this constant age of crisis. We're living crisis to crisis, one thing after the other. You know, in the past, one crisis would define a generation, a world war, a major economic depression, or something like that. Now, every 2 years, Sarbanes-Oxley, war here, you know, terrorism there, all sorts of stuff is happening.
Yeah.
Housing crunch, you know, COVID. I mean, bang, 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 bang. We're always in this kind of process of just reacting to crap that's happening around us.
Right. But some people argue that this was already happened. This was happening in the past, but because of social media, now we know more. But I really believe that there is more of this happening. All of this.
Chicken or egg?
Yeah.
Yeah, which came first? Yeah.
I mean, I think, one, you can't have one without the other.
Yeah.
Right? Yes, in the past, we lived in our cocoons. We didn't know what was happening outside the world.
True.
But now we do.
Yeah.
And
there aren't that many people either. We've gone. What is the population of the world now? 8 billion. 8 billion.
Almost 8
well,
billion.
it depends what minute is it? It's growing every minute.
Wow.
Right? And we don't want immigrants
Imagine.
because they're taking our jobs away. I mean, it's just.
And the resources are scarce, right? So
Yeah.
they're.
Exactly. Especially when you talk about not a USA, but population growth in like Asia, South Asia, and the resources, as you said, like getting scarce, you know, and that old style of farming and the produce that's not that much, and other than the economic activities as well.
Yeah.
So, but right now we are talking about anxiety related to what social
What are the
media,
sources of anxiety?
Exactly.
So social media we talked about.
Yeah.
I'll tell you another source of anxiety. Our kids now going to school, getting education. The whole education system has to be revamped because AI is going to change everything. So you just don't know what are their path.
True.
It used to be, oh, you're going to become doctor, you're going to become engineer. Or you're a lawyer, or you're an architect, or whatever, right? You're a businessman.
Yes.
But what do we tell people now, right? Our kids.
And now there's not a debate, but there's a
You're a
discussion
data
going
scientist.
on that you know, whether you need that formal education or will these
Yeah,
mediums
exactly.
will be the source of education. You know, like YouTube is a big source of education. So you learn a lot of the stuff from there as well. So that's another discussion. You know.
Well, you know how they say that we are evolving into what we used to be. So I guess in a way to answer AI, somebody was telling me the other day, as long as your hands don't get dirty, if your hands get dirty, AI can take over your job.
Very true.
Right?
Yes.
Because that's something physical that has to be done.
So it has to be more strategic, analytical.
No, it's
Analytical is gone, actually.
More mechanical.
More mechanical.
More labor intensive.
Yeah.
More hands-on. More construction.
Oh, you're saying that, having a skill.
Mechanics.
Yeah.
Contractors, you know, skilled labor.
Making something.
Making something physical, tangible that somebody cannot just do. But again, yes, you're right. That is an anxious age because it's tense enough. It's anxious enough when you're in high school and college to define these 4 years will define your career for the rest of the 40, 50, 60 years of your life.
Yeah.
And now you've got to deal with this other technology that's looming, supposedly, AI, that's going to change the way everybody thinks about, stuff.
Yeah, when you say getting your hands dirty, that means that's another assignment. If AI takes over everything, then probably we'll be doing our own vegetations, making our own produce, maybe have some livestock going on as well. That's where we probably going to get.
As you said, that reminded me. I don't know who said this, but this was that World War III. They don't know how that would be fought, but World War IV will be with sticks and stones.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, it's kind of that whole thing of
they're
taking
going
it
back
to a point where technology will break apart, and then you have to go backwards, right? And maybe that is coming. I mean, you're right. Maybe we do go into as somebody. I was listening to a comedian the other day. He says that they call it tiny homes. That's not a fashionable thing.
That's not a, yeah.
It's always been there. They were called shacks.
There was-
It's not organic farming.
yeah, tiny homes.
People in villages
Yeah.
growing their
There
own
were
farms,
shacks,
right?
yeah.
We're just calling them kind of fancy names,
Fancy
but we're
name
actually
now.
going back in the process, right?
Yeah, they're on the rise, the tiny homes. They're very efficient.
Because probably you need more land for other stuff than just living in,
living in a big house.
staying cozy at home, in the evening.
Or
or
you
the
have to pay
night.
$6 for eggs, or you have to get these machine cut spinach.
Yeah.
So that's going to be take over your life.
Yeah.
Because affordability is a hoax, but you may have to grow your own food.
Yeah.
And people are starting to do that,
Exactly.
right? I mean, so
Yeah.
it's kind of a
Okay.
cycle.
So that's an anxious moment for me
Anxious
because I'm
moment.
not a hands-on person. Then
I'm not either.
So,
You have to figure out what to do.
exactly.
Exercising the
Yeah. So this is rather than calming myself down.
You're becoming anxious because of this conversation.
Exactly. So man,
That was our purpose, right? That was.
yeah. So you were telling me there's a popular person on social media or on YouTube that talks a lot about.
Yeah, so his name is Scott Galloway.
Okay.
Right? So he came up. He's come up with a book which is getting a lot of popularity. I forgot. It'll come to me, but like he's a professor of marketing at NYU.
Okay.
And he has written quite a few books. So he's talking about, I think he's focusing on boys, what their masculinity would look like in this age, right? Because they may have lost that touch with masculinity. We have lost that whole side of the. It's not to say that the other side shouldn't get the attention, but there's been so much attention on one side that the boys don't know what they're gonna do or what their place is in the society.
Got it.
Scott Galloway.
Scott Galloway.
So
Has he been brandished as a chauvinist or something by now? Or?
No, he's not. No,
Okay.
no.
So it's the balance is like little tilted right now. We need
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
And when you say the other side, it's on the non-male side.
Right.
So the balance is towards the women, and his argument is that it is creating anxiety in men.
Yes.
Interesting.
Like what is the impact on boys of all of that? Like so there's a term called toxic masculinity,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So it's being used a lot, and which was there.
Yeah.
It's not that it wasn't, but now because of that label, it's causing more anxiety, or it's going the other way for the boys. They don't know, like the boys are in a way that they can't. He gave an example. Like how many boys do you know who would go out? They have the communication skills to ask a girl for a date,
Yes, sir.
right?
What-
Can they even have a conversation? Do they have that much confidence to go in and ask someone for a date
Well,
in person,
yeah.
not on a text?
Yeah.
But then, hasn't that always been an issue? Every song, every movie, every play, every novel is about that. Isn't that?
But I think it's he's talking about more about like things where if you approach a girl or a woman,
Yeah.
So what's the you don't offend her by saying something,
Yes.
Though you have to be more cautious, while just asking for a date or just
Yeah.
approaching
Yeah.
and saying hello.
What do you guys think about that?
Yeah, he's in the dating scene, so he probably will do it.
My reaction to that, you use the word toxic masculinity.
Yeah.
and that is a negative thing. So the pendulum is swinging the other way, and whenever pendulum swings, it goes to one extreme or the other extreme. Eventually, comes back to a new equilibrium. And so, yes, as you're going away from toxic masculinity, you probably are towards a fight towards masculinity. And yes, that would create certain anxiety in men who were a certain way. And it's actually interesting that 3 guys from Pakistan who's almost accused of being,
that makes me anxious because I've been looked at like, oh yeah, if he says something, he's a
he's a chauvinist.
Yeah, he's a chauvinist.
Exactly. Yeah.
Then let's just use the word. I mean, but you're right. The rules have changed, right?
Yeah.
So again, I think it's theoretical, but then we can make it personal. My father was a different man and a different father and a different husband than I am, right? And it would probably be logical that my son will be the same as well. He will be not the same. There's an evolution. Now, is it a good evolution or a bad evolution? Well, change is always uncomfortable.
Yeah.
It's usually for the good.
Yeah.
Right. So I think that is there. I think if you look at kind of media advertisement, you usually have the man is the butt of the joke. Women
That's
I mean, if you think
interesting
about
point.
it, if you think about a lot of these ads that are going out there right now, it's there. Because again, it's kind of a zero-sum game, right? Men and women. If you're trying to raise one,
We need both. But you can't ignore one or the other,
right?
Yeah.
Because we were saying with toxic masculinity, men were dominant and women were being pushed down. Now we're trying to raise it, and now there's going to be a new relationship or new equilibrium, whatever that new.
We don't know what that is. That's a good point. We don't know where that is.
Yeah, but it has to be because obviously it wasn't right before. So it has to be a recalibration.
Yeah.
And so one will have to give up something. One will have to gain something.
Yeah.
And there has to be a new kind of
Yeah.
process. And I guess that's what you said.
That's the book. It's called Notes on Being a Man
Okay.
Wow. Okay.
by Scott Galloway.
So I guess every man should go and read
Interesting.
that.
Yeah, boys definitely.
Boys, but it
But
says
for
man.
notes on being a man. How they grow up to. We are already there.
Yeah.
There's no room for improvement.
So, Mr. Scott, Mr. Scott
Galloway.
Galloway.
Yes.
This is free advertising for you. That's what I think.
Actually, if Scott is listening or Scott should be passed this on, we would love to have you in a discussion.
Yeah.
Because it would be a great conversation to have.
Yeah.
And I think we invite anybody that wants to kind of comment on this and because
it's not been looked at with the cultural background that we came from.
Yeah.
So it'll be good to get his perspective on that.
Exactly.
Right.
well, it's also that whole thing of again immigrants, right? We were talking about being immigrants, and immigrants are lumped into this thing that you guys don't treat your women well, and this and that. And I think this is part of that discussion as well.
Yeah.
Because now he's talking about that every guy is going through this process, and I think that is true.
Yeah.
And I think if there is one thing which is going to make us all come together, it's that.
Yeah.
How the genders communicate with each other, how we have equilibrium, how different cultures kind of assimilate that, and how there's a lot of stereotypes, both good and bad, on either side. Whether it's this culture or that culture, or this gender or that gender, or this culture or another, right? I mean, ethnicity or whatever. So interesting topic.
But and this is very true that immigrants are lagging behind, men. They
Lagging behind what?
and when it comes to this,
this concept,
toxic masculinity or chauvinism, they need to, kind of raise up.
How do you say that?
I think that's there.
No. I'm not arguing that there is the place for improvement.
Yeah.
But to say that they are the ones that are
No, they're the ones. I'm saying if it's in a Western society and immigrants, so they probably have to also.
That you're bringing an interesting point. I think you talked about the equilibrium, right? That we are looking at from U.S. culture
That's- yeah.
perspective.
Correct.
That equilibrium was never there in the different
That's
cultures.
what I'm saying. There was always that.
It's always, yeah. So you're saying that they're not even there yet.
Exactly. So because you remember that what you call the weight and they see weight where
The scale.
the scale, yeah.
Yeah.
So it was always like lopsided, almost
Lopsided.
Interesting. Interesting you say that. Because I would argue, but again, from our culture, women are given a certain position. And again, it's perspective. How do you look at it, right? Who runs the home? It's an extended family system where usually the women are running the home. The rules are set by the mother or the patriarch or the matriarch, right? And the expectations in the homes are done by that. What are the men? Men are out earning. They're, back home, your parents, your fathers did not know what you were studying. They did not know what you were actively doing they were so busy doing whatever they were doing outside the home that they really couldn't be bothered what was happening inside the home. So the rules.
But the mother was doing the homework with you and all that, right?
Right. And then in the extended family, it was the grandmother or, whatever. So this was a kind of a process that was established, right? So yes, I when you said what you just said, I take that as saying, no, that's a stereotype also. That because men are outside and they're having like yup-de-doo time, having lunch outside, and no, he's sitting in 120-degree heat, earning.
But when the man came into the house in the evening, the whole atmosphere also changed. Then it was all about him. How
Because it was about appeasement, right?
Exactly.
Because now look, wait till your dad gets home.
Oh
The
yeah.
bad guy.
Yeah,
We used to be
exactly.
scared.
Yeah. But the rules that were being set
Yeah.
were being set on his shoulder.
Yeah, that's right.
Right? He was clueless what the hell was going on in the house. But he would walk in and
Maybe
be like, wait till your dad gets home.
Yeah.
And then dad would walk in and be like, what happened? Oh, really?
That's a threat.
That was a threat. But again, this is kind of
Yeah.
it's a different system. It's a different equilibrium.
It's a different
Not saying right or wrong.
Yeah.
Just saying that's a different equilibrium.
Okay.
But to make a comment of saying that they're behind or they need to be caught up, I disagree with that. I think it depends on the context of what you're talking about.
But I'm talking about living in America. I'm talking about that's the perspective right now. So I think men, immigrants, probably they still are not very, they don't know about this subject, or this the discussion we are having. They probably a little, as I said,
It's not been discussed this way.
Yeah,
Even if
exactly.
you watch TV or like some other channels, not US channels, this topic is now being discussed, but it hasn't been a tradition to have this open conversation. But that's what your point is, right?
Exactly.
But you're saying by culturally it was always there, but it was understood but not talked about.
I think it's what happens around you that kind of does that, right? And social media, or not even social media, television, which that was the medium. In the 50s and 60s, you look at shows like Leave It to Beaver or, these 1950s pearly, Make America Great Again visuals. And that's a similar kind of a setup as you have in a lot of these Middle Eastern or these
True.
countries
That are not there yet.
So what happened here? Well, we had a couple of world wars. Women went to work. That started the women's
revolution.
Rosie the Riveter and all that stuff.
Yep.
So that started a chain here faster than it did over there.
Right.
It did catch up over there, but maybe a couple of decades after. But it did. And now within that, now you're looking at it from another kind of level of culture and religion and background and etc. So it has to get kind of melded into all of that. Right. It is not that it's not happening. It's happening. It's just happening at a different pace. Right. But I think and as media is going on, as we talked about, the world is getting smaller. Information is getting shared a lot faster. How do you then reconcile with it? Right. And the other thing that has happened is, like, for example, Industrial Revolution came in Europe and America, and it took 30, 40, 50, 60 years. Right. That curve was a lot faster in developing countries because they didn't have to reinvent the wheel; they just had to copy the wheel, right? So it's the same thing. It's happening over there. I mean, I would say in certain cases, back in Pakistan, they're probably more advanced than our families are here in the United States. Their kids are doing more liberal things than they are doing here.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
So I think it's just a matter of how do you define it. Now over there, the dad's still clueless. He still walks from and says, oh, that's what's going on? Here, because you're more conscious of it, you're aware of what's going on with your kids and you're dealing with it. So I think...
And maybe it's like a perspective of people you've been, I mean, city life versus most of the Pakistan rural areas, right? So if you look at that, there's a lot of suppression of women in that. We all know that, right? I mean,
So suppression.
they've been treated badly, and it's horrible. So I think that's where the equilibrium was never there. But as you get educated and you live in a society, you get globalization, then you're right in certain areas. So it's like it's a little lopsided. So you can't like generalize either way.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Just yesterday, I went to lunch at this restaurant, and there was a kid, or two kids, and they were doing I'm presuming, a TikTok video as they ate. Right? Every bite was a take, and then it would stop, or would drink something, and he'd go back and do the thing. And last February, I was in Pakistan.
They're doing the same thing.
They were doing the same damn, and I was
So they started there probably.
Well, yeah, I saw that last year. I saw this yesterday. But it was the same scene, like repeating itself. And I was chuckling to myself, going, wow, saw this thing over there. And I, across, 12, 15,000 miles apart, they're doing the same thing. And they're, kids in their early 20s, late teens, kind of doing this in a restaurant. So that kind of stuff is going on. It's just a matter of, like, who's, but your earlier point, there is a ton of anxiety that we're doing. There's a lot of changes we're all going through. And, when you are going through these anxieties, it is very easy to blame the other.
Yeah, that's very true.
Right?
Yeah.
And I think we are seeing that. Again, taking a little bit back step is look at England with Brexit. We are fighting immigrants in the United States.
Right.
Everywhere there's them and the them and the them. It's always somebody
us
else.
versus them. Yeah.
It's always us versus them, right? It's men versus women.
Yeah.
That's
true.
It's this group versus that group.
Yeah. This
Thank
tribe
God we're all
versus
wearing
that.
glasses, otherwise
It's a
we'd be like the
tribal
guys
system. My tribe versus your tribe.
Exactly.
I mean, thank God we all have some kind of a beard and
Yeah.
some kind of glasses,
Beard
otherwise we'd be
versus-
fighting amongst each other. So
Versus goatee.
So anyway.
But it's the anxiety, when you talk about that anxiety in men, it's more to do with how to conduct with the opposite.
Conduct yourself. Just conduct in general. Like, so I want to read something like the principles of modern manhood.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
What does modern manhood look like, right? It's not like the used to be.
Take
So his point,
Take notes.
Mental notes.
Okay, number one. Number one, get active. Physical action.
Damn.
Get active. Like people like a lot of kids home, like your social media, you're not going out. You used to play outside cricket or games, or you go outside in the evening, right?
Just a walk.
Yeah, just get outside the house. Take risks, right? So don't be risk averse.
So this is happening. They're getting risk averse. Or
Oh, hell yeah. Definitely.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely. I've talked to kids. Oh, I hate doing that. Have you ever tried it? No. Then how do you hate it? Okay, that's a very good point.
Be kind. Now that goes opposite to like masculinity. Oh, I'm tough. I am not kind. I'm one of the holes. Yeah.
SOB.
Yeah. But he's saying the other way. Be kind. Kindness is crucial to strong relationships. Right? Find your strength. Build success around real talent. Like you find your what you're good at. Like you were talking about using, like having a skill, right? Be surplus. This is a good one. Be surplus value. Now, what does that mean? Create opportunities for others, not just yourself. Surplus value is you're not just creating yourself. You're creating like you have a business. Like you're not just. Yes, obviously it's profit and all of that, but you're creating opportunity for somebody else. Yeah, right. That's masculinity. Parenting insight. Being a good father also means respectful and supportive of child's mother.
Yeah, that's very important. That's why I was talking about that immigrant thing as well. And maybe oh, yeah, that's good. Exactly.
Yeah. Response over events. So he's saying that how you react to life matters more than what happens to you. Right.
Interesting.
So usually people are focused on, oh, somebody did this to me, it happened to me, poor me, right? Versus the other way around, right? So
All these principles of modern manhood is like all these 6, 7 bullets or points are like connected. So we have to be like take all of them and just put in ourselves. It can't be just take one.
yeah, it's not. It's like adding to him, holistic of that, which is very. I think this is a different concept. It's not like the old patriarchy or masculinity of that, like the strong, non-sensitive person. Like men are not supposed to cry or show emotions. That was the old masculinity.
Exactly.
Right? So anyway, that's a concept. Doesn't mean this is right or wrong.
Yeah,
It's the perspective.
And very simple points. There's nothing like too philosophical or anything like that.
Simple thing.
Yeah.
So in summary, as we were growing up, Rambo is out.
Rambo's out.
Rambo's out.
That's it.
That's Will Ferrell or something.
Will Ferrell, yeah.
Or, Jim Carrey.
Jim Carrey, kind of masculinity, yeah.
Funny.
Caring.
But Rambo's up on
Rambo's out. Definitely.
That's the younger guys
Who's Rambo?
and who's in Jim Carrey as well.
Yeah, I can even relate. Like, who's the,
Exactly. Maybe what Tom Holland or something.
Yeah.
The other
Yeah.
younger generation
Right.
actor guy, singer, Ed Sheeran. Oh,
So that's the, just anxiety, like how to be, like how people are, the whole society is transforming. Like there's a lot going on. That's for sure. A lot. I've never felt, like personally, I mean, there's just a lot. Like I cannot stop my brain when I'm sleeping at night. It just keeps going. Because this.
Hey, why don't you think of this topic, by the way?
and the thing is that this topic, probably people who are not anxious are now getting anxious because of our topic. Because that's something again. Yeah, you these things.
Please subscribe. There's a lot more where this came from. Sarosh has a lot of ideas. He's up all night. He just admitted, thinking of ideas. So we're going to be sitting here having these conversations.
Okay, so that was our show today.
Exactly. We would love to hear from you. And please subscribe, comment, and like our show. Why then?
Otherwise, yeah.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.